What's up, Billaristas? This is me again, Raymond, your Billarista wannabe. And tonight, we are going to do a review of my other cue stick, which is the Noli Alejandro cue stick, which I got from a very good friend of mine, Mr. Um, Du Bunny Labelia. Well, Bun Bun is what we call him. He's also here. He's also from Davao, just like me. So, yeah, without further ado, I will get my cue stick and I have it hanging here inside my room, and now let's do a quick review of the cue stick. Alright, so first off, before I forget, you guys might be wondering why am I pointing the camera to the TV, right? Because this is the only part of my room that where I can get a black background. So excuse the camera. And you might be wondering why I'm not showing my face, because I'm a little bit shy. I'm shy type, guys. Alright. Okay, anyway, so let's go ahead and review the cue stick by Mr. Noli Alejandro. First off, I wanted to say that this is a very, very pretty cue stick. I'm not saying this because my good friend, loaned it to me, but because it is really a very good cue stick. Mind you guys, this is not my first Noli Alejandro cue stick. I also had a Noli Alejandro cue stick traded with my Adam cue stick that was a George Balabushka tribute, which is now with Mr. Lindbergh Villamayor. Shout out to Parang Lindbergh. Yo, what's up, my brother, man? Please take good care of the Balabushka tribute cue stick we have there, bro. Unfortunately, one of my friends in the pool hall that I'm playing at liked the Noli Alejandro, so I gave it to him. Alright, so now let's go back for the cue stick that I'm about to review. Let me show you first the pin of the cue stick. It is a radial pin, as you can see. Oh my goodness. Alright, there you go. Oops, why isn't it? It's having a hard time focusing. But yeah, I think you guys can see that it's a radial pin. And then the rest of the cue stick is this. Let me just go through this. So that's a Noli Alejandro cue stick right there. And based on the information that it was made last 2019, I think you guys can see that Noli Alejandro cues and Alejandro. Okay, so you guys, first and foremost, I love the ring works on this guy. Look at that ring work. It's very simple, very elegant, but you know that it has bling. I don't know what material was used by Mr. Alejandro here, or Kuya Noli, or Mang Noli, or whatever. I don't want to call them Mang or Kuya Noli. That's not, Anyway, I love the ring works. I really, really do. And you guys might be wondering, I'll show you the rest of the cue stick. I'll just pull it off. See that the graining on the cue. It has a leather grip. If you guys can see that. Alright. And then going up. I hope you guys can see this. And here's the forearm. See the two-tone. It has a two-tone wood color. See that? There you go. Let me just pull back a little bit. I hope you can see the ring work. And here's the collar, and that's the joint, not the ring work, the collar that I was talking about earlier. You see that? I mean, not the joint, sorry. So it's a radial joint, and that's, I think the collar is made of an X or Juma. I'm not entirely sure. Alright? So, oh man, I hit that. Anyway, so this cue stick, I mean, the wood used on this cue stick is cedar wood. I tried to do a little bit of research about cedar wood. It's like it's a hardwood. It's similar to kamagong, if I'm not mistaken. but it's a very, very good kind of wood. It's long lasting. It has a very solid feel. What else? It's the weight is just right for me. Uh, and yeah, it's just the wood is really good looking. The cue is good looking, and it plays really well also. All right. Okay. So now let me show you one of the things here that I like about this Noli cue. I think this was modeled uh, based on a Mez cue. I think that's what Noli is popular for. Most of his cue sticks are like mess inspired or something like that. I'm not saying that it is that kind of cue stick, but I think it is like that because the feel of the whole cue with the shaft. Here's the shaft, guys. I'll show this to you in a little bit. It feels like a mess cue. It feels like I'm playing with a mess cue, to be really honest with you guys. Also, one of the things that I like about Noli cues is this, guys. The bumper. I think you can swap this rubber bumper. You can swap this to a mesh rubber bumper so that you can put an extension to it. I'm not sure, but it does feel like that. Okay, if you can see, if you guys can see that, see it's threaded. The bumper is threaded, and there's threading inside. If you can see that, let me check if you guys can see that. Let me see. Okay, there you go. See, there's threading, but there's also a slot for. Oh man, that's. If you notice, guys, there isn't no. I don't know if you can see that. I'll stop shining the light on that, but there's also no weight belt, but there's a provision inside where you can put in a weight belt if you want to. All right. So that's one of the good things that I like about Noli cues. I think they are extension ready. You just have to put in the bumper, and then voila, you can use a mesh extension or whatever extension you want to use. That would fit that hole right there. All right. So that is the Noli cue. That's the butt part of the cue. Again, look at the ring works. Look at the leather. It's premium leather. It's not like the leather thingies that you get from. I'm not gonna say from other makers that I've worked with before. All right. So it's a premium leather. Hindi siya nababakbak. If that's what I was trying to say. I have had this for about 4, maybe half a year. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe half a year, yeah. So, yeah. That's that. And, okay. Let me show you the shaft for this key stick, and then I'll assemble the whole key for you guys. Alright. So, the shaft of the cue stick, also very beautiful ring works, guys. See the ring works there? It's just amazing. It has bling. It blings when it hits the light. Also, again, no insert on the shaft. It's just direct to the wood. That's it, guys. So, having said that, that's why I came to a conclusion that there aren't cue makers in the country here in the Philippines who uses an insert inside the shaft. Now, I'm not sure if that's just the preference of the players and they're, the cue stick makers, the cue makers are just going with what the customers are asking, but I still stand with what my preference is. I would prefer an ABS material here or something that you can put here in the insert and take care of the wood and protect the wood. But Mr. Mr. Mangulari told me before that most of the players do not want that extra weight added if you put like maybe a phenolic or abs material inside the shaft, because that would add more weight and that might throw off their game or something. But I'm not sure because I saw online on I have a supplier that can supply the joint pins, the pins with the female insert. That's what you call it, the female insert that goes into the shaft. So if you have a radial or a wavy joint, you can get a joint set with the female insert so that the cue makers can put it inside the shaft and it doesn't weigh that much. It's so light, it's negligible. The weight is negligible. Okay, anyway, enough about that. Okay, going back, the shaft that I got, the wood that was used on the shaft is pretty good. Solid wood. And now here, let me just show you guys this. Okay, it's hard rock maple. It's old wood. Like what I said earlier, you determine the way that I determine if a wood that was used is old is by looking at the lines, the sugar lines, or whatever you call it. I can't remember what it's called, but the lines on the cue stick, on the shaft, where you know the rings of the wood. You know when you cut a wood, there's like a ring. There are like rings in on the trunk. That's how you determine if a shaft is the wood that was used on the shaft is old, because the lines will be close to each other. Let me just see if I can show you this to you guys, what I'm trying to say. Unfortunately, it's too bright. Oh, there you go. Let me see. That's the scaling. Scaling is very good too. Oh, there you go. There's, oh man, I can't show that to you guys. It's too bright, unfortunately. Anyway, that's how I determine it. Okay, now it also has a Juma. No, that's not a Juma ferrule. It's a NX ferrule that's installed in this shaft, and I have this shaft. This cue stick or this shaft came with a thoroughbred soft tip. I was really surprised with this thoroughbred tip, to be really honest. I was using a medium tip and I felt that the medium tip hit soft. So I was really expecting for the hit of this cue stick or this tip to be really soft, because the medium was already soft. So I'm not sure if I'm missing something, if soft means hard, or I don't know, man. So, but yeah, I haven't really played a lot with this cue stick for the reason of I really like my Land's cue. It plays really good, and don't get me wrong, guys. This shaft or this Noli cue plays extremely good too. It's just that I haven't played with it enough for me to get familiar with the cue. So if I play and I use this, it's kind of like, you know, taking baby steps, because I can't really get the feel of how the cue stick plays. I know that you guys understand what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. All right, guys. So let me assemble this. Oh, by the way, this comes with joint protectors, and these joint protectors are also custom made by Noli, and these are, I believe, kamagong. These are not plastic. These are actual wood. All right. So let me just put that in here. See how I'll show you guys how unused this cue stick is. It's still hard to screw it in. I swear to God. See? Alright, there you go. I don't know, there. So I screwed it in. It's still hard to screw it in because I seldom play with a cue, using the cue. Alright, so overall, very nice cue. I think this was priced at, if I'm not mistaken, 13,000 pesos, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But Ban, I'll let you know. Thank you for letting me, you know, have this cue stick. And I will start practicing and playing with using this cue stick soon after this whole fiasco that we are experiencing. All right. Well, that's about it, guys. If you have any questions about the cue stick, please feel free to put them in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer them as fast as I can. Okay, again, the wood used was a cedar wood. Ring work, great ring work, to be really honest. Good solid cue, very good. It has a 13 millimeter pro taper shaft. It's just a great playing cue. That's it for me, guys, and till my next video, I'll be reviewing my jump brake cue, the Eclipse jump brake cue, and I'm gonna let you guys know once I'm done. Holler at you guys. Bye.